Hey guys, welcome back to the Mythic Defense channel. Today is going to be the first episode in a series that we're starting called Gundamentals. So basically we kind of break down the different types of guns, maybe different kinds of ammo, anything educational. So this video is going to be about specifically the AR-15. We're going to go a little bit in the background of the AR-15. So it was engineered by Eugene Stoner when he was the lead engineer of Armalite rifles. And over the years, the AR-15 has gotten a lot of different upgrades and all that. And by the way, side note, AR does not stand for automatic rifle or assault rifle or anything like that. It stands for Armalite rifle because Eugene Stoner worked for Armalite at the time. So we have 4 different types of ARs here. But before we go into all these different builds, I'm going to go over the 3 main components of the AR-15 that everybody should know. Alright guys, so we're going to go over the 3 main components of the AR-15. Now this build is my personal build. So the 3 main components you got the upper receiver, which is mainly the barrel and the actual receiver itself. You have the bolt carrier group inside, and then you have the lower receiver. So let's do a little bit of a breakdown right now. Alright guys, so you have your 3 main components. So you have your upper receiver, you've got the lower receiver, and inside of the upper receiver, you have your bolt carrier group. And you have your charging handle right here. So let's get a breakdown on the upper receiver. So the upper receiver consists of the actual receiver itself, which also houses the forward assist device or the forward assist button. So you can press that whenever your bolt is not fully in the battery. And then you have your barrel. You have your rail system, which this is an actual M-lock system. You have underneath, you have the gas tube, and you have your gas block. And at the very end, you have your muzzle device, which this is a flash hider for my quick detach for my suppressor. And you can also put other attachments on that too, like I have here. I have this foregrip. Now for the lower receiver. Lower receiver, you have your pistol grip, you have your selector safety switch right here. On this, I actually have a Magpul BAD lever, or battery assist device. You have your mag well, and you have your trigger assembly. So you got your trigger, and you got the hammer, and you have your buffer tube assembly, which is the actual buffer tube, which you have your adjustable stock on, or if you have a normal stock on there. You have your buffer, and you have your buffer spring inside. Now we can go over the bolt carrier group. So you actually have your full bolt, which is at the end here. You have the bolt carrier. You have your gas key up top. You have your cam pin right up top, which holds the bolt inside of the actual bolt carrier. Back here you got your firing pin, which the hammer of the trigger hits, which then ignites the powder inside of the bullet. And you have your firing pin, retaining pin right here. So now I've gone over the full breakdown. I'm going to go over some interchangeable components that you can put on your rifle when you buy one or if you build one. So first I'll start out with the muzzle brake. So obviously, like I said before, this is a flash hider. Now this one's a QD flash hider for my suppressor that I have. You can get muzzle brakes, you can get flash cans, and there's a few other different things, compensators and such. Then you got your rail system you can swap out. A more standard rail that they're using now is this one, which is M-lock. There's another one which is called Key Mod, and then you have another one which is the M1913 Picatinny Quad Rail. That one you can put different attachments, just like you can with this. It's just that is the old standard. A lot of the U.S. military's M4s, like the Block 2s, have that attached to it. And now because you have the rail on top, you have your different attachments. So this one, I have a Romeo MSR by 6 Hour, Romeo MSR green dot optic, and then I have a Juliet magnifier, which is a 3x zoom magnifier. They have different magnifications for these magnifiers, but this one I just felt was right for this one. Then you can change out your pistol grips, and you also have your stocks or braces if you have an AR pistol, which is anything under 16 inches, which we can actually go over right now. Cameraman. So this is my 300 Blackout AR pistol. It is a pistol, so this is a pistol brace, so it's got the Velcro on it. This, I have a Dead Air Sandman S suppressor with the quick detach, which I can also use interchangeably on my rifle. In this one I have a holographic EOTech sight on here, and I got some backup iron sights for Magpul. And this is actually a hand stop. So this is a decked out build that I have right here. And 300 blackout is very nice if you want it to be suppressed. Alright guys, now that we went over all of that, I'm going to go over these 4 different builds that we have out on this table today. So, on the right side, these are all standard manufactured firearms from the original manufacturer. So this is a Ruger 5.56, this is a Radical Arms AR-15. On the left side of the table, we have the 2 builds. This one's the 5.56, this one's the 300 blackout. But before we go into all the attachments and everything that we have on these different builds, all the links to these attachments, if you want to buy them for yourselves, they're going to be linked in the description below and in the pinned comment. Alright, so this is the first one we're going to go over. So this is the Ruger AR-556. This is factory, just like this. So you have your M-LOK rail up here, and everything else is standard. You have your Magpul stock on here. This one has the Romeo MSR red dot, and he actually has a riser on here because he's a little bit taller. And everything else is just all standard from factory, except for the bolt lock / bolt release. He has a Magpul bad lever on here, which is great if you want to just use everything with your trigger finger. You lock the bolt back and release. So that's a pretty constant thing on a lot of these builds. They all have it except for the 300 blackout. Now, this one's a Radical Arms AR-15. Now this one, same thing, you got your Romeo MSR red dot on here. Only difference is between this one and mine is this is actually a 5x magnification. So this is the Juliet 5 magnifier. Everything else is all Magpul furniture. You have your Magpul angled grip. Just has a normal birdcage flash hider on top at the end of the barrel. And you have your Flat Dark Earth Magpul pistol grip and adjustable stock. So those are all just pretty standard. A lot of these are pretty similar to my build. Now, obviously I went over my build a little bit before, but this is the Romeo MSR green dot and the Juliet 3 magnifier. Just a standard Magpul adjustable stock, standard pistol grip, and a Magpul foregrip. Now we can get into some of the cooler stuff. This is a 300 blackout AR pistol, 8-inch barrel. I have my Dead Air Sandman S suppressor on here, SB tactical pistol brace with the QD mount here, and I also have a QD mount on here because this is an actual build. So this is a Palmetto State Armory lower receiver and a Aero Precision upper receiver. Aero Precision makes a lot of great rifles and build kits, so I definitely recommend them if you want to do an AR build. Now, because this is suppressed, one cool feature of this is I have the Radian Raptor charging handle, ambidextrous charging handle, and this is SD, so this actually has slots in the charging handle. If you can see that on camera, there's a few slots right here, and that helps with gas mitigation for the suppressor. So this is that build right here, and we have the EOTech holograph sight. Now this one takes 2 AA batteries. There's ones that take those bigger 1, 2, 3 batteries and all that. And this one actually has a 45-degree offset selector lever right here. So that's the 300 blackout build. And for my personal build, which I forgot to go over, this is a Anderson lower receiver. So if you're on a budget and you want to do a budget build, Anderson Manufacturing makes pretty good and cheap parts, but they do the job. And then the upper receiver is actually made by Delton. Alright, so one other thing I'm going to go over is you have 2 different gas systems for the AR-15 platform. The first one, which is the most common, is direct impingement, which is literally just gas going through a little hole that's in the barrel, through the gas block, and then redirected into the gas tube to then cycle the action of the bolt going back and forth to extract the old round and put in a new round for the magazine. Now, there's a couple different lengths for the gas tubes. So actually on this Ruger AR-556, you actually have a mid-length gas system. Now, the different lengths in gas system help with recoil and fire rate. So this one, like I said, is mid-length gas system. Your more common tube length, like on this one and this one, is the carbine length. That's what you're going to see on most rifles. Anything longer than 18 inches, you're going to see the rifle length, which we don't unfortunately have any here on this table. And then obviously anything under than 16 inches, you're going to have a pistol length gas system to help with gas redirecting. The other gas system that you have on other ARs, which is actually more common in AKs, is gas piston system. A gas piston system is the piston is being pushed with gas that's redirected through the gas block of that. Now, a few little differences is the DI system is a little bit more accurate, but it gets dirtier a lot faster. Gas piston system, you have that big hunk of metal, so it's not as accurate, but it runs a little bit cooler. The direct impingement systems run a little bit hotter, especially if you're using a suppressor. They get hot really fast. A few other things I want to go over with the AR-15 platform is the different calibers that you can chamber them in. So the most common is 5.56 and 300 blackout. Now there's a whole bunch of different calibers that you can chamber them into. A few examples are 450 Bushmaster, 458 SOCOM. You can even chamber them in 7.62x39, which is the common cartridge for the AK-47. And honestly, there's a whole bunch I can list off right here, but there's a list right here that you can look at. Alright guys, so before we sign off on this video, I'm just going to go over the last thing, which is magazines. First things first, you have your metal mags or GI mags. This is a standard, or at least was a standard for a very long time. They're still pretty durable, just not a lot of people prefer them. So then you also have your P-mags. So this one is Magpul mag. There's Mission First Tactical. There's a lot of others like, who was it? Lancer mags, all that. So these are pretty standard. And then you have your windowed P-mags. So this one has a little window so you can kind of see how much ammo you have left. This actually tells you wherever the rounds are or the follower is, it'll tell you actually the number of how many rounds. So right here is 5, here's 10, here's 15, and so on and so forth. So this is pretty nice. They also make translucent mags that you can see through, so you can really see how much ammo you have left in your mags. So you have different magazine sizes. So your standard is 30 rounds. If you're in a state that doesn't allow 30 rounds, like Jersey, New York, California, so on and so forth, they're usually limited to 10 rounds. Some states maybe 15, but standard is 30 in the rest of the United States. Then you have your 40 round mags, you have 60 round mags, 100 round mags, a lot of them are usually drum mags, quad stack mags for the 60 rounders, but yeah. Alright guys, so thanks for sticking around to the end of the video. If you like what you see here, please support us by checking out our apparel store, which will be also linked in the description below in the comment. If you want to see more from us, please like and share the video, and don't forget to subscribe. See you guys in the next video.